Hey YouTube, this is Rob C, the nerd as on the internet, and today I want to do a quick walkthrough of a village I made in Stonehearth. So I've been playing this game over the last few days, and I'm actually doing really well. So I'm playing as the Ascendancy on a foothills map, and I did something a little different than I usually do. So I typically do a stockpile, and kind of just throw everything on it, and in this case I really wanted to sort of make it look a little more human storagey. So I made a central plaza right in front of the dining hall, which I'll show in a minute. And in this one, I actually did the crates as our sort of a storage solution. So this main street here, and excuse the beds, I had people sleeping outside for a lot longer than I expected. I did most of the major workshops, and we have our mines over here. So let's go to isometric and let's pop inside for a minute. So you're gonna see it looks a little bit disorganized right now. So one of the most important ones here was the blacksmith, so we could build some better equipment to fight back the ongoing stream of orcs. This is supposed to be the mason's shop, but right now I just kind of use it for some extra bedrooms and put the mason stuff outside. Over here is the cook workshop. I gotta tell you, I thought the oven was going to be like a 4x4, like a 5x5 item, so I made the room really big. And actually I made this room first and I just copied the template for the other buildings. Here's the dining hall. It seats 20 hearthlings, which is super exciting. When I built it, I very specifically wanted to give them a great view of the lake, and I think I succeeded. Alright, in the middle here, I don't know, I just want to do a colorful plaza. So when you do a stone building, you can do basically grays, reds, or blues. And I want to do gray and blue. Over here on the left is basically a complete stockpile. So I meant to do it where it would be 3 rows and did not have a gap in the middle, but this is just how it turned out. And actually, it's kind of cool. I like the way it turned out. I never finished this one. This is going to be a bit longer, but I kept needing to move the crates inside of buildings. Okay, on this side, and you'll see that I have the workshop buildings here, and then some smaller buildings back here as houses. On the far left here, we have the carpenter, who is possibly the busiest hearthling I've ever had in all my playthroughs. He made it to master, which is pretty great. I've never actually had that happen either. This, I didn't really know what to do with this one, so I think my intent after a while was actually turn this into the engineer's hut. And this was sort of just my valuable storage, so trophies and a little bit of gold. This is the herbalist hut. I found out the herbalists don't need very much room at all, and I was trying to get this person trained up to be a cleric. Over here is the weaver's hut, and the weaver is very busy with all these extra little workstations. So 2 crates help out here quite a bit. Alright. And behind here is just a row of housing. So this first one is for my blacksmith, because my blacksmith has fantastic stats, 655, which doesn't happen that often. And the next ones were empty for a while. I was going to, well, not that I was going to. I very much have and had the intent to give hearthlings their own houses, but I just needed to get some beds inside to stop getting all these left outside debuffs. And here's the mason's house. This is the model for all the houses to come. I wanted to just give him a bed. I like the dresser on the end. Some of the default buildings, or the templates they give you, they actually have that inside of them where they put the dresser into the bed, and I thought that was a really cute little style touch. And then just sort of a writer's desk and a chair. So, okay. Over here is the house I designed before I saved the other day. It was just sort of a boarding house, so a bunch of free beds so people could stop sleeping outside and sleep in something comfortable. Now, this one was very exciting. I actually did mess up. This wall was supposed to fade away, but this is probably the most complicated building I made in Stonehearth so far. I didn't want to do it with slabs because I had an issue where when you go to isometric or flat view, the slabs would still kind of be floating above, and if you tried to remove them, the game would bug and not crash, but it would basically disable the building tool so you reloaded to save, so it was getting pretty unstable. Anyhow, this is supposed to be the guardhouse, or like the fighters guild, so this would be essentially a training yard, and this first room here is sort of people waiting to talk to either a member or get a mission, and then here is sort of the armory. So this is where I was putting all the equipment that my blacksmith was making and all the old equipment. And then here's this sleeping room for the members. Eventually I wanted to have 10 beds in here and dressers in front of all of them just for the style touches of it. I didn't finish building the roads to the front of the Fighters Guild because I needed to get this house built. Anyhow, over here are the farms, and I think I have one full-time farmer and one cook tending the fields. Yeah, let's see here, level 5. So that means they're just starting to get to work on the saplings. Yeah, there's acorns. I didn't double up on any of the fields, so I just kind of have... Oh, well, that was a lie. There was 2 carrots right there. Let's see here. I needed a lot more bright bell flowers, and I'll talk about that more in a minute. Let's see here. Silkweed. I have an abundance of that. Wheat. Cool. Especially everything that we need to sort of keep the cook nice and busy. I think I have a standing order here for... Yeah. Fancy meat stew. The same amount of hearthlings I have. Or, well, it should be the same amount. I wanted to make it higher so I can have some to sell. And then same with tasty vegetable stew. So they would always favor the meat stew whenever they can. I think the hearthlings like that more. Okay. And then I think I did the, cooked meals. I didn't go back and fix this stockpile, but basically this is supposed to just be cooked meals, and I wanted to just do cooking ingredients in here, so the cook only had to go outside, and then the farmers just drop it off. Okay, so let's cover the layout of the ground a little bit before we go inside. Or not the ground, but the area. I started on foothills, and unfortunately the elevation up here was just slightly too high for any natural small vegetation, so they had to go way down here to this bottom area to get any like the berry bushes or the wild silkweeds up top, which was kind of a pain in the butt because I wanted to name my place Berryburgh, but it took way too long to get all the berry bushes up top, and I did get a row in the beginning when I was storing the map, so I tried. Okay, and the rest is basically just mountain up here and there, and some other area over here that, once again, would take way too long to get to if I really wanted to check it out. I mean, you could build sort of like little house... Whoa, check that out. Some little frost snaps up there. You could build some little houses over here or something, but then ogres will kind of show up and just sort of trash the place. So, I don't know, just to replace the doors. Okay, so that covers all my houses. Let's look inside for a minute. Nothing too crazy. My whole military likes to patrol the rocks for some reason. Oh, and I got this sweet wall over here. Okay, so this is just a mine. I got lucky and I had like the richest iron vein I've ever seen. It was almost this entire area when I first started bumping into it. And in fact, the reason I put this gate in the middle wasn't for the aesthetics of it. It's actually because the iron vein was these 4 in the middle, and they didn't align with like a 4x4 grid. So as you can see, that's kind of that's hard to show, huh? But yeah, that's right in the middle of 2 4x4s. So I don't know, had to do it a little bit weird. And then unfortunately, when I do the slice, it's not really a big deal. Yeah, leave it alone. All right, so I built a wall over here. Yeah, right here with a little door in the middle, and that's because I had an orc camp pop in. My troops are running super low on health. I know they don't look too bad right now, but there's the archer. Of course, he's not too bad on health. This guy is a newbie. I needed some fresh blood. And all these other guys are really high-level footmen. They're just not healing up as fast as I'd hoped. I was trying to train up my herbalist, but unfortunately, I kept needing to draft him and a few other people into the military to fight off some of the orc raiding parties. And when you change jobs, it resets their job experience, which I totally didn't know. So that was my bad. Anyhow, he is probably not going to make it to a cleric like I hoped. So last time I played this game, like a minute or 2 after I unpaused, I actually had a full-size orc and a few of his like little minions roll in from over here. And you can see I don't have a moat or anything to prevent them from reaching my town. Yeah, so my hearthlings are a little bit low on health as well. And basically he started wiping out my military, and in games like this, once you lose like a high level member of your military and there's no real way to train up their replacement, you basically just get on a negative feedback loop and start losing. I could have turned my blacksmith into an engineer, but I really need this blacksmith to get higher level so I can make some of the steel items and get a knight ready. So yeah, I guess I didn't beat the difficulty curve in this game, and that sucks because I was really happy with the way this town was developing. Oh well, I'll get on the next one. So, let's see here. Yeah, pretty fun. Archer was interesting. I didn't get any poyos, so I couldn't experiment with like the extra quivers you get, like burning or freezing. Bummer. Alright guys, I just wanted to do a quick walk through my town. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like, subscribe, and check out my other stuff. I imagine I'll probably be doing a lot more like Stonehearth and Rimworld videos in the future because I really love these games. So, alright. See ya.